He's only now building his engineering bay. His forces are going to be too divided between his main and that hidden expansion, since he was forced to build that to try and catch up economically. He does have about 4 tanks. He's splitting his resources in terms of putting his tanks up near his ramp and putting a few medical marines in his expansion. I just don't think he has enough to hold off a concerted attack. And Stork with a concerted attack in Firebat Hero's main, streaming in with Dragoons and Zealots, and Firebat Hero forced to micro back. He's conceded that ramp to Stork. He does have about 4 tanks. He doesn't have siege mode, and he's basically pulled back to try and get those units together. But that Reaver shot goes off, and it didn't kill off any of the marines. So Firebat Hero lucky there in that Reaver shot did not kill off any of his marines. It just hit one of the tanks there. And Firebat Hero now using stims to take out one of the Dragoons. He's managed to push Stork back. So brilliant defense. Absolutely insane micro skill defense by Firebat Hero to take back that ramp and to push Stork out. And Stork did not damage his economy a lot on that occasion, and that has bought Firebat Hero invaluable time. Absolutely invaluable time to get those turrets up. I don't think they're going to be up in time though, because Stork's shuttle is now streaming in towards that natural expo, and it'll be interesting to see what Stork can do here. Firebat Hero will be able to spot it with that engineering bay, but and Stork backing off. Stork backed off. I think he had a second there. One of the turrets was up, but Stork backed off just in time. He felt that he wasn't going to be able to take that down. I think if he had a couple of Zealots in that shuttle with the Reaver, he would have been okay, because he could have dropped the Reaver and the Zealots, and they would have been able to kill off, and they would have at least distracted Firebat Hero's forces. But Firebat Hero now has secured his defense. Nevertheless, Stork does have 2 extra expansions to Firebat Hero's 1, but we do know that Protoss expansions are not as valuable as Terran expansions. Stork now putting up that Templar archives. He realizes he needs Storm to probably deal with those Medic and Marines, but he has a lot of Dragoons there. Firebat Hero though has macroed very heavily. He's completely ignored Vultures and Spider Mines. He's concentrated primarily on Medic and Marines and siege tanks, and it might be a panacea for him, or it might be and now Firebat Hero in a little bit of trouble, getting caught off guard, losing 2 of his tanks already. Stork has a lot of Dragoons. I don't know what Firebat Hero is going to be able to do this, and someone just PM me to pop me out there to ask me for my server if you guys can tell. This looks like GG here. Stork has killed off all of Firebat Hero's defense units, killed off all of his tanks, and Firebat Hero forced retreat with a single Marine and Medic. He was just too far behind from the start. Once that strategy failed, he was just too far behind, I feel, and Stork really just clinging on by the seat of his pants. But Firebat Hero with a vastly superior force on the ground, and I think Firebat Hero being a little bit too adventurous, a little bit too risky, forcing himself down that ramp. And Firebat Hero now with 4, he's got 2 observers, and he's got 4 Dark Templar, and he realizes that Stork realizes that Firebat Hero does not have any Vultures, and this is going to be difficult for Firebat Hero to defend, and he's just refusing to concede the game. Firebat Hero does tend to be very stubborn. We saw his stubbornness pay off versus Savior, but I don't think it's going to pay off on this occasion. Firebat Hero bunkering down. He has got a few units around that he has got a few Medic and Marines around his tanks, and I think critical to him, he cannot afford to lose his Marines. He has very few as it is, because when that Dark Templar drop comes, he's going to find himself in a little bit of trouble. And Stork microing that Dark Templar away, and he's now controlling the map quite comfortably here, and with another scan, and now Stork once again streams in. Firebat Hero doesn't have a lot, but he does have a couple of siege tanks pouring out that he's going to put into siege mode on top of that ramp, but he needs to keep those Medic and Marines alive to combat those Dark Templar, and Stork once again streaming in, trying to finish this game off, trying to break Firebat Hero's defense once and for all, and unable to do so. Firebat Hero stubborn, refusing to give in, refusing to roll over, and still in this matchup, very much in this matchup. But Stork is far ahead now, and Firebat Hero barely clinging on with the skin of his teeth. We just see Stork here on our screen, just for anyone who wants to sync. But Stork is now getting those 2 Stargates up along with that fleet beacon, so he's going to be having carriers soon. And I don't think Firebat Hero, and he's putting up yet another expansion, this time in the middle left of the map, and I don't think that Firebat Hero is going to be in any position to defend versus those carriers when they do pop out. I don't think he's in any position to start producing mass Goliaths in terms of economy, and Firebat Hero trying to do some damage to Stork's economy himself, and Firebat Hero with a covert ops. So Firebat Hero with covert ops, I guess he feels that he's not going to have Goliaths to be able to counter those carriers, and so he's not going to try and get Goliaths at all. And Firebat Hero now with Zealot bombs on Stork's siege tanks and streaming up that ramp as well. A lot of Zealots there. Firebat Hero doesn't have anything in front of his tanks to block it, and it looks like Stork might not need those carriers after all. The Zealots have been taken care of though. A single tank survives up on that ridge. Meanwhile, we're looking at the drop here. The photon cannon dies. Stork, once again, Firebat Hero holds with the single tank, repairing it with those SCVs. Stork holds the single tank. He has been able to take down that photon cannon in that hidden expo of Stork's. I'm not sure if Stork has seen, I think by way of observer, he might have seen that covert op, so he's going to be prepared for those. He's going to be prepared for those Terran Ghosts, and Stork with those Medic and Marines is just slowed. Firebat Hero, God, I keep mixing up the names, I'm sorry guys. Firebat Hero with those Medic and Marines, he hasn't spotted those carriers. Maybe he will scout and spot those carriers. He needs to spot those carriers here, and in the middle of all that, my stupid stream is just buffering for a second again there. And God, come on, Firebat Hero needs to do something here. He needs to spot those carriers, and he has spotted those. He has spotted those targets, but I think he was preparing for that anyway by view of those ghosts. He has got those ghosts. The problem with the ghosts is they take a long time to get enough energy up to be able to do anything. He's got a science defense vessel up as well, so he should be able to focus and kill those observers. And my stream is buffering again. Firebat Hero just loading up another dropship. Firebat Hero's command center still building inside his main. Firebat Hero's dropship just going down, and now Stork has got High Templar, and I think he made a mistake going for Dark Templar early on. If he had High Templar, he would have had a much better chance of breaking that defense. Firebat Hero once again trying to take that position beyond his ramp. He's just setting up his defense there. Stork seems to have a lot more units on the ground. Stork attacking again. He doesn't have a lot more Dragoons this time, but he has got that Storm, and if Storm goes off on all those Medical Marines, one Storm goes off, the Medical Marines are still alive, but you've got to feel the second Storm is going to finish them off, and this might be the winning blow here. I've said this 3 times already, but this time the Storm takes off a lot of the Medical Marines. The tanks get taken out. Firebat Hero with more units streaming down that ramp. I'm not sure what he has up above that ramp, and Firebat Hero is just trying to hold his defense by virtue of that ramp. He still has a group of American Marines, and Firebat Hero, brilliant play by Firebat Hero, dropping on Marines, and he's hurting those carriers. If he can hurt those carriers' health, that might be great. He's managed to take the shields out of one of the carriers. He's trying to take the pylon down to fire himself sometime. Absolutely genius play, absolute brilliant. He kills the pylon goes down. Stork is forced to start a second pylon. The carriers without interceptors, without any units in that base. That was a genius drop. Absolute innovation, absolute ingenuity from Firebat Hero. Brilliant. He is fighting in this match like we've never seen a Terran player fight before. He's fighting as hard as Orlando Bloom fights for the affections of Keira Knightley in Pirates of the Caribbean 3, and hopefully he'll have more success. But anyway, a brilliant play by Firebat Hero. You've got to feel for him. No matter if you're a Stork fan, you've got to give him credit for the manner and the audacity in which he is fighting this game, and which he is struggling to stay alive, knowing how badly the odds are stacked against him. He is managing to survive. That tenacity proving to be absolutely wonderful to watch. A great display being put on by Firebat Hero here, and he moves out yet again. And if Stork was to go for his ramp, I'm not sure what Firebat Hero would have in the way of defense. But Stork has made that switch to carriers, but nevertheless he has more than enough in terms of economy to be able to mass produce a lot of units, and to be able to mass produce ground units as well as carriers. And he's got a lot of High Templar there, and I'm not sure what Firebat Hero is going to be able to do as a Stork. Stork has got a significant ground force. I'm just going to give a break for a couple of seconds on vent to let the stream catch up. And anyway. So, and it looks like Stork has actually dropped one of Firebat Hero's expos, and Stork streaming down that ramp to attack Firebat Hero, and Firebat Hero pulling back once again, mindful of those storms. One of the storms goes off, a couple of tanks get taken down. Firebat Hero just doesn't have enough to be able to push out, and the storm goes off, a lot of the Marines get taken out, and it does look like, once again, I'm not sure what Firebat Hero is going to have to cope with those carriers. He's barely coping with Stork's ground forces as it is, and Firebat Hero persistent and stubborn in his defense, refusing to give up, but he just doesn't have anything left. He's got nothing left in that tank. He's running on empty. He has been running on empty for some time now. Stork with absolute control of the map, and it does look like finally the killing blow will come from Stork here. Firebat Hero is going to lose that expansion. He's going to be starved out. He is able to defend up that ramp, but another storm goes off, and that ramp, and Stork with D-Matrix on that Marine trying to hold that ramp. That Marine, D-Matrix Marine, finally dies. Stork with weight of numbers on his side is just overpowering Firebat Hero, and Storm takes out all of those SCVs. Absolute massacre now happening in Firebat Hero's base. Firebat Hero still trying with those ingenious drops, still trying everything with D-Matrix and using the full Terran arsenal as best as he can, but he just does not have enough. And this has to be GG, and really it was GG the moment the two players chose their starting strategies. Firebat Hero strategy was a little bit insane, but it just didn't make sense to me, and it didn't pay off for him. The mind games didn't work. Stork countered in the worst possible way for Firebat Hero, and Stork takes the first game. But I think Firebat Hero can take some consolation that he did fight well in that game, and even though he lost, the fact of the matter remains that he did put up a good fight, and it was a map that we expected him to lose. So it'll be interesting to see how he can do on Python. I expect him to put up a lot stronger performance on Python and probably take that.